I got somebody in the chat. What's going on? Waiting for somebody. I want you to put something in the chat. If you can hear me, put 1. If you can hear me and see me well, put 1 and 2 for me. I'd appreciate that. I want to have a discussion tonight in regards to saving money on your groceries. I know for those of us who buy our own groceries, we're noticing a trend that every time we go there, hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? If you can hear me, can you put a 1 in the chat? And if you can hear me and see me well, can you put a 1 and a 2 in the chat? I would deeply appreciate it. And I want you guys to chime in on this conversation. But like I was saying, 1, 2, already. So I want to talk to you guys about saving money on your groceries. How much do you think you spend, let's say, a week? If you had to narrow it down to a week, how much do you think you spend on groceries? What do family animals? Was that just like a salutation? What's up, baby? What's up? Are you and Drake dating? Oh, we don't do that. What kind of madness is this? 7 euros in France. 70 euros. 70 euro. Now I'm not too knowledgeable about euros and the conversion, but that's at least like how many $80? So $80 US. Now, can you say that is a increase from what you've seen 2 years ago? Let's say before blank 19, if you know what I mean. Has your grocery bills gotten more expensive, or has it kind of stayed the same? Let me know, because I can tell you for sure mine have over here in Houston, Texas. What's up, y'all? We're having a discussion today. $1,000. Hold on. That's $10,000. Huh? I don't know if y'all listening to the topic. If you're spending $1,000 a week on groceries, you must have a large family. Goodness gracious. But let me see who that was. Francois. If I'm butchering your name, please, have mercy. But how much do you think you're spending a week on groceries? Francois says $80. Me, I'm spending closer to about 120 if I'm being conservative. And if I really want to get everything, yes, more expensive, but when we change our currency from francs to euro, it was worse. When was that? When would that switch happen? I don't know what's going on that side of the world per se. So fill me in. What's going on over there in France? I assume. Oh, in 2000. Okay. That means that you've really been experiencing a change in a pretty short amount of time when it comes to this grocery stuff. But the reason why I asked this question is because I need people to shift their mind frame to how they can save money. And I think if we can save money on our grocery bill, it would help us out so much. You know what I'm saying? For one, ever since I started gardening, I don't really rely on the produce aisle at all. I get the seeds that I would like to grow. I plan ahead of time. If I want to pick up a salad, if there's something I would like to cook, then of course, I can get that. But as far as being reliant to go to the grocery store and pick up produce, gardening has been a big relief, and I would be very eager to know if there's people out there who kind of feel the same when it comes to gardening. Whether you're in an apartment complex or not, don't let that discourage you. But how's your grocery bill? And is there things that you could grow to save you money? That is what I am really concerned with people all across the world. Francois, I hope I'm saying at least close, correct. Is there something in your grocery bill that you can honestly say, hey, if I could grow this would save me 20 bucks this week going to the grocery store, 40 bucks, 60 bucks. If you're a big vegetable eater, I would assume that it would save you quite a lot. That is the question for today. How much are you spending on groceries? And how much of that do you think you can save if you had a small garden? Small to medium large garden. That's what I do here at Jerusalem Naturals. I help people grow their own produce, grow their own food organically, and just save money and actually get that knowledge of getting their own. That's what we do here. So approximately, how much could you, off the top of your head, think you would save if you had a small garden? For instance, I love butternut squash. So in the spring, when I have butternut squash growing from, let's say, April all the way to October, because it's very hot here, I don't have to buy butternut squash at all. And I have the most delicious butternut squash. Francois says, I have a garden and fruit trees, but you can eat on it for 5 to 6 months. So you have enough fruit trees to eat for 5 to 6 months without going to the store? That is magnificent, brother. Is that what you're saying? Or did you mean to convey a different message? Because that is beautiful. Cheers. Here to that. Yes, sir. Bob. That's what I love to see. You have a garden and fruit trees. In winter, you have nothing. And you'll be surprised what you can grow in winter. Are you in France right now? Are you in France? Is that where you're located right now? Lay over here, want some love. That's my dog. That's my puppy. Are you in France right now? Is that where in the European countries you are at? In France, yes, 20 kilometers from Bordeaux, or Bordeaux, I should say. I'm not too sure on precise locations, but France is one of those places I would love to visit because I love to cook. And if you love to cook, then you know France is a place that is very inspiring. So, what do you grow? What trees do you have? I believe it's just me and you in the chat right now, but what trees you got growing? That is a beautiful thing to have a garden where you can eat for 5 to 6 months at a time. That's beautiful. That should cut back quite a lot. Which makes sense. About $80 a week. You're probably just spending it on like protein, some sort of meat that you would like to cook. That makes sense. That's beautiful. What you growing, man? Bordeaux, like the wine. Okay. That's probably where those grapes come from. What you growing? Cherry P. Oh, hold on. This might be a brother after my own heart. What's going on? We are having a chat about groceries and how much we can save. Brother Francois says he's growing cherries, peaches, figs, other fruits like strawberry and blackberry. Very impressive. Very impressive. Here, here. I love that. I love that for you, brother. I have some trees myself. Banana. I have star fruit. I have guava. I have a pear tree that's on its way out, but I'm going to try to graft it or air layer it, should I say, to save it. I don't like vegetables too much. Why not? Why not? Are you serious? You're from Are you from France? Or do you just live there? Because they have so much good vegetable dishes in France. It's amazing. You don't like potato, tomato, melon. I like. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm French. Well, I guess you compensate that with a lot of fruit. I don't know, but me personally, I love some vegetables. And I guess it depends on what you qualify as vegetables nowadays, because technically I love butternut squash, but it's a fruit. So, I don't know. But I think me and you know what we're talking about when we say vegetables. But like you were saying, in the winter you don't have anything. You'd be surprised what you can grow in the winter. It's mostly vegetables that you don't really like too much, but all last winter I was able to grow broccoli. I was able to grow collard greens. I was able to grow Brussels sprouts as well, kale. I was able to grow quite a few different things and have food to sustain throughout the winter. So, once again, for anybody who may or may not be in the chat, I know this thing doesn't show as accurate. And this goes to you, brother Frank Weiss, as well. When you go to the grocery store, what are some things that you could say, maybe I'll try growing this? Or do you go there basically just for your meats and proteins because you use fruits that you grow? What's your diet like now? When you go to the store, what is your diet dictating that you buy? And please be sure to like and follow the channel, because if you have your own trees, especially a plethora of fruit trees, I think you'll like my channel, and I think I would like to keep in contact with you, because gardening is a community sport. It's a community activity. Pasta, cheese, beef, and pork. So yeah, pretty much things that you... Okay. Well, you're kind of already on board. I love that. You're growing what you're eating. And I'm sure as a person who has trees, you learn that once you garden and once you start harvesting, the love of gardening makes you just want to share your harvest with people. It could be strangers. It could be anybody. But when you get some good harvest, tell me if we're both onto this or not, man. You want to give it to somebody. You want to share. It's just a spirit of sharing that comes along with gardening. Or is it just me? Let me know. Let me know. But I'm very happy for you for gardening and for doing so. How long have you been gardening? That's another question as well. That's beautiful. I wish I can get a cherry tree to grow down here as I would like it to. I'm going to try it this year. Do you have to fight off a lot of pests from your cherry tree? I know back in the islands where I'm from, our cherry trees get hit with a lot of blight and little pests. We are 15 people in my village, and I take care of 4 of my neighbors' gardens. Oh man. Congratulations. That is beautiful, man. 15 people in your village. That sounds like a beautiful, close-knit family. I mean, when the numbers are that small, it's people easily become family. He says, no problems with cherry. Oh my gosh, you're so blessed. What do you know what variety of cherry do you have? And how long have you been growing in your garden? He says, and I take care of 4 of my neighbors' gardens. That is, brother, I am trying to get to that. I am trying to take care of multiple people's gardens. I have a brother in the church whose garden I take care of at the Washington estate. Brother Lorenzo at the Cornelius estate, I take care of his garden as well. But I'm trying to get to a point where there are numerous gardens throughout my area that I've built and I help maintain. That is my dream. So people can go in their backyard rather than go to the grocery produce aisle. So people can go to the backyard rather than going to the pharmacy. That is the vision of Jerusalem Naturals. The idea that I came up with, right? He says, I bought my house 5 years ago, so I've grown for 5 years. That's beautiful. I have a small forest and a river on it. Oh man. Oh man. Please subscribe to the channel, and I would love to subscribe to yours as well. I hope you have videos and photos of such a beautiful sight, because as you're describing it, all I can say to myself is, I want that so bad. I would love to just have a river coming through my property so I can water my plants just like that with natural water. I would love to have a few acres of land for a start, right? And just be able to garden. Gardening is my peace. Gardening is my joy. I thank God for gardening. That is beautiful, bro. You take care of 4 of your neighbors' gardens. You've been gardening for 5 years now. That's beautiful. I bought it for $73,000, quite cheap. You better hold on to it, man. Especially if you have so much equity in it. I assume you have these things in ground, or do you have them in pots, large pots? Because I grow in pots, but for reasons that other people may not grow in pots. So this is very interesting, brother. Very interesting. That's beautiful. I always tell myself, if I can get, I don't need much, maybe 5 acres. If I can get 5 acres of good land, he said in ground, 10 meters. Is that 10 meters? 10 M2? Is that what you meant by that? Can't be 10 meters in ground. You didn't dig that deep. What do you mean by 10? Because I know the units of measurement is different. Well, I don't know. You have to convert that for me. What do you mean by 10? I mean 100 M2. What do you mean by that? I may be ignorant to it, but I'm in the States, brother. There's someone else in the chat, man. If you're there, put a 1 and a 2 if you can hear and see me clearly. And I would love to interact with you as well on tonight's conversation. 10 meters by 10 meters, the size is the size of my garden. Really? That's a lot for that space. What? Oh, it looks like a forest. That really must look like a forest. 30 foot by 30 foot. And you have a peach tree, cherries, and figs, and what's all the other stuff you said? Oh my goodness. Tomatoes, potatoes, melons, and oh yeah, blackberry. Oh yeah. Brother, bless you. Here, here. Here, here. That is beautiful. I've been gardening myself for about 15 years. I have had a lot of ups and downs with gardening, but I've gotten to a space in the last 5 to 6 years where my experience has been able to speak for itself. I've been able to garden with very minimal mishaps. I've been able to build other people's gardens and help them maintain their gardens. So my 15 years of experience has definitely led me to know that gardening is my calling, for sure. The size of my land is the text is so small on here. You have to forgive me. I wear contacts, so the size of my land is, that's a lot. Really? 40,000 square foot? You have a comma there. Is it around 40,000 square feet? That's pretty good. 40,000 square feet of your property is very good. How much acreage is that? I wonder if there's a way for me to make the text bigger on this thing, because I'm telling you, I have to literally like find out. 40, yeah. Okay, so that's pretty good. What do you fertilize with? Because I make my own fertilizer by hand. I do all organic gardening. If I'm going to use something that's synthetic, it'll be very sparse. I don't ever put my plants on a regiment of synthetic nutrients. I want them to use the synthetics, get it out their system, get back on the organics, and then I reap the benefit of having both. So I was gonna say the acreage is probably somewhere around 1 acre or so, and 1 acre is plenty enough to do something on. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And there's 4 other gardens that you're taking care of in the area. So if it's a 15 people village, like you said, 4 of your neighbors, you take care of their garden. Cow poop is your fertilizer. That's very good. You only use cow manure? No way. Really? I mean, it's possible, but only? Interesting. I would love to see the growth of your garden. Horse poop is better. What makes you say that? Is it easier to work in? Does it break down faster? Because their diets are the same, but cows digest theirs a bit better. I would assume that cow poop is better, but I don't have access to horse poop, so you let me know why it's better. I use a variety of different poops and castings, from seabird. Horse poop is best fertilizer. Why though? I would love to know why it's better than cow poop. Because all the poops have their own. Now it's a poop conversation. All of them have their benefits, whether it be goat poop, chicken poop, rabbit poop. I wish I could have access to horse poop, cow poop, and all that. I have to buy these things. I have to outsource them. But hopefully in the nearby future, I will be able to talk with some ranchers and some people who have some cattle, and see if they're willing to have me come on their land and just clean up the poop myself and use it, taking the labor off of them so they don't have to go out there and keep walking in poop and stuff like that. I'm willing to get my hands dirty and collect all of that for the garden. Cow have too many stomach. They digest too much. I mean, well, nothing wrong with that. But I'm not here to debate. If you say cow poop is better, I may have to start talking to some people with cows. Because one thing I've learned about gardeners, once you've been doing it for some years and you find out what works, there's no need to really question it. Especially if it's all organic. If it's all organic, shoot, I'm down. I'm down. Where are the cattle so we can get some of this manure? I would love to lay eyes on your garden. Please tell me you have some pictures on your page. Let me see if I can does it let me subscribe to you while I'm on here? It doesn't. I'll be sure to remember you. My brother says, no, I don't. No, I don't to what? What specifically? No, I don't. But like I was saying, I don't doubt that you know what you're talking about, because if you're using horse poop and nothing else, your soil is full of microbes. You have some good living soil. I bet, and for 5 years of straight horse manure and tilling that ground and getting that really in there and letting it decompose, that'd probably be some of the best organic produce you probably ever can grow, man. I make my own organic amendments. I like to stretch it past just manures and poops. I do have some of that in there. I have over about 31 different ingredients that decompose and supply a wide. I don't have videos or images. Oh, that breaks my heart, brother. I love gardening, and whenever I hear about other people's gardens, my first mind is I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I encourage you to start, man. You might inspire some people. You might really help some people out just by them seeing what you have. You'll be surprised by us just showing what God blessed us with in a humble spirit, not in a boastful spirit. It may inspire people to go and get theirs and do for their own. That's my hopes. But like I was saying, your soil must be so live. I would love to check out the soil. I want to do some traveling, so hopefully in the future, if I'm ever in France, I definitely would love to come check out your garden, brother. But my amendments, I make all organic amendments. I handcraft them. I've chosen over 31 different specific ingredients that break down and give a wide array of nutrients, right? So, for instance, I use bat guano. Bat poop is full of phosphorus. Once they go and scrape that stuff off of caves and they let it dry, it is one of the best fertilizers for anything in your garden that will use flowers. So, from my butternut squashes to my watermelons to anything that's going to produce a fruit, I love to use that, right? All the way to getting silica into your plants by using different starches and different things that break down into silica, like rice hulls and things like that. I have over 31 different ingredients. Hopefully in the future, You can also stop by Jerusalem Naturals and place an order and use some, or maybe we can do some bartering or something. I don't know. Bat poop is really good, but expensive. Yes, it is, brother. I'll tell you that. But I have been blessed to been doing this for 15 years. I've developed some relationships with hydroponic companies that have seen me as a little kid doing this, and as actually they're still around to this day. So I've developed that relationship with them, and they help me out, with the prices and bulk and things like that. So I have the bat poop, I have the worm castings, I have all type of different decomposables, all the way down to langbonite, which is going to supply a lot of potassium to your plants. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy and blessed to say that I have these type of relationships and have cultivated them for some time. Yep. And so much to the point where I use my amendments that I make down to the recipe. The recipe's always changing, so I've never been too worried about somebody finding out what I use, because it's literally impossible for them to. My recipe is ever growing. My knowledge is ever growing. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'm still learning. So as I learn, I am utilizing these relationships with hydroponic shops and different nerds out there to get all organic material. And it's beautiful. Brothers say bat poop is really good but expensive. I don't have videos, images. I want to talk about that. What is your page about? Is it just a page where you just kind of use, like, to watch YouTube videos? And if so, use that thing, man. Put some information out there for the people. You've been doing this for 5 years. You can help some people too. I mean, you already help people. You take care of 4 other people's gardens. That is a blessing, bro. That's a blessing. Big up to you. Because you could take that knowledge, do like I'm doing. I'm not going to be the person to just try to become successful and help a bunch of people through my business, but not help a bunch of people by encouraging them to do the same for themselves. Do it, brother. Do it, man. Go get on that YouTube and just, even if it's just showing people your garden. It's beautiful. That's it. Just to watch YouTube. I'm not into social media. I respect that. I respect that. Still want to see your garden though. But I respect it, man. It's cool. Hopefully one of these days I can visit France. Because there's just so much there that I would love to visit. I don't know. I try to do my research on, before I go to places, how receptive they are to my culture and to who I am as a black man. So, and I know in Europe, it could get kind of, not so welcoming in some places. I want to go where I'll be embraced in a positive light, because I want to do nothing but bring positive vibes and positive energy. So, but with that being said, I would love to visit. I believe the name of the school is the Cordon Bleu, which is a culinary school. At the moment, the garden is just ready to plant strawberry and potatoes. Yeah, I think you guys get a very harsh winter, so yeah, you probably are just recovering from that winter. Probably are. The Cordon Bleu, I want to visit there. I want to visit so much different chefs throughout France. I want to test the wines there. The living wines, the wines that have not had sulfites put into it to preserve it and to kill off the fermentation process. I genuinely want to go and experience what France has to offer. Boom. Okay, we're back. I want to grow potatoes this year. I want to grow potatoes and really get a good harvest. Sweet potatoes is something that is very beneficial, especially purple sweet potatoes. I want to grow those. I'll do strawberries again this year. It's pretty easy. It's shallow-rooted plant. As long as this weather stabilizes and we don't get any more crazy freezes, I would love to do those. What else? I would love to I already said I'm going to be doing butternut squash. I will probably grow butternut squash every year. A return ticket from New York to Paris is about $700. Really? I'm in Texas, so it might be a little bit more, but that's not bad. If it's around the same price, that's something I can definitely try to do. But what is the culture like there? You might not be a black man from France, but what is the culture like from there? For a guy like me, a guy from Texas, going to France, would I be embraced or would I be? Is there a lot of prejudice? Keep it real with me. And if so, what places ought I to visit to avoid having a negative experience? That is what I would like to know. You got people in New York? What you mean? I forgot to ask you that. $800 for Dallas to Paris. That's not bad. Round trip, that's not bad. About $800 for the ticket. If I budget maybe $3,000 spending expenditures and stuff like that, if I can really find a nice place to like be at for a good price, and I'm willing to cook my food, so I don't really have to worry about that. It's not bad. I was expecting a bit more. I was expecting more around $1,500 or plus. So that's not bad. And it could be the time of year as well. We have Airbnb. I probably would do an Airbnb. Yeah, probably. Bring a couple people along. Make it like a thing. Yeah. But that'll be in the future. At the moment, I'm trying to build JerusalemNaturals, which is an idea of mine that I've had for a while. Well, you already heard me say it. My vision is to help people grow their own food so they can go in their backyard or their patio or wherever they're located to feed themselves. Because like the original question of this stream was, what are some things on your grocery list that you could grow to save yourself from some money? Because me personally, I'm starting to realize gardening is going to probably become a necessity rather than a hobby that some people have. Especially if you have kids. So I would love to help people with that. I would love to help people who go to the pharmacy, go to their backyard instead. That would be a lovely vision. A lovely vision. But later on down the line, if I'm able to come to France, I would love to go to France. I would love to go to Paris. I speak very little French. And that's because I have a Haitian brother that I work with. And he teaches me everything a little bit. So I've learned that Frère Jacques, the song is about a grandfather clock Um, the little nursery songs. There's one about a bird. Um, there's one about the bird that describes different parts of the bird. That's what it's all about. I forgot it. Oh my gosh, just that quick. Frère Jacques Domevu is the grandfather clock. It'll come to mind. It'll come to mind. But little things like that. Mon ami, my friend. Au revoir, goodbye. Bonjour is good morning. Bonne nuit is good night. Good afternoon is bon. I forgot. I know little things, but I probably have to learn more French in order to come over there. I can speak very little French. He taught me how to say, hello, my beautiful sister, because I wanted to learn how to say that to a woman. What does it says? How do you say, I forgot, but for that whole week, I was memorizing how to say, hello, my beautiful sister. Because there was a young lady in the church that I wanted to say it to. And she spoke French. I have gray hair? Oh, Lord. All French will speak English with you after you pronounce your first French word. Trust me, they will. Because I'm not too good at it. But I want to learn the language. I really do want to learn. But it's one of the hardest languages. If you ask people who have learned French, they will say it's the hardest language they ever had to try to learn. Which is very intimidating. It took me a while to learn Spanish. And I speak very, I'm 50-50 with Spanish. So, but it's all good. Hopefully the people that I connect with down there are fellow gardeners, so we're exchanging more experiences and love for gardening rather than being caught up on language barriers. Hopefully that's what I'm hoping for. Because the great vineyards in France, I would love to visit at least a few great vineyards in France, in Paris. Spanish is not very different from French. It's not, but it is. Trust me, it is. French, if you speak French, there's a lot of small things that can change everything that you're saying. So, it's a little bit different. But I'm no stranger to learning new things. Not at all. Grape in Paris. Grape? Were you saying grape in I don't know how to say grape. I don't know how to say grape. I basically told you everything I know how to say. I'm still trying to remember that one nursery rhyme about the bird. Maybe the music is interrupting with what's the name of it? I'm gonna have to look it up. And I hate having to look it up because I know it'll hit me at any moment. But it'll probably be after this live stream is done. French nursery rhyme about the bird and its parts. Alouette, yes. Alouette, jolie alouette, alouette. That, okay. Oh my gosh, it was on the tip of my tongue. But I learned a lot of that from Believe It, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry, that TV show. I learned these French songs, and then went to go look up what do they mean. And then my brother from church, I mean from my work, let me know as well. But yeah, Alouette. I'm sure you know about all these things. You grew up with it. So yeah, man, growing your own food. That's what it's about tonight. I want people to let me know. For anybody who may be in the chat besides you, my brother. He said, "Oh yeah, you remember that, Alouette?" Yes, I remember that from being a little boy, a little boy. Yeah. So I want people to talk about and get into their minds and get in the mind frame of growing their food and what it could save them. Now, despite me having these services open for the public, selling my own blend of organic amendments that I'm going to stand by. I mean, it's the best on the market. 15 years of experience. My failures have gone into it, and my successes have gone into it, making it that much more successful. I know what works from what doesn't work. I know what to use. I know what I should have never put in there in the first place. I know how to multiply the microbes and the bacteria in there so that it can preserve itself. If you could put it into a jar and put it away, it will go dormant. And as soon as it gets into any water or any moist soil, it'll become active right all over again. I've learned about the different types of fungus to put in it. I have different types of fungus that I put into my proprietary blend of amendments so that they can penetrate the roots and give your plants nutrition just that much quicker. I mean, I've thought about everything when it comes to this, down to the zinc and copper and manganese and cobalt, those micro elements and nutrients. I have quails, and they give very good eggs, 10 times more vitamins than chicken eggs. One quail equals 1 egg per day. Typically a chicken is 1 egg per day too, but I never heard that they were more nutritious either. So that's interesting. More nutritious than chicken eggs. Interesting. Very interesting. I will look into it. I will. I would love to get some chickens myself, because as you know, here in America, they are killing off the chickens and raising up the prices of eggs. So it's in people's best interest to learn how to care for chickens and garden. You can have them in a little space. How bad are they when it comes to flying away? Do I have to be out there keeping an eye on them 24/7 to make sure they can't escape? I would love to get... I would like to get quail. I wouldn't mind quail at all. But what I'm afraid of, because birds are so agile, if one gets away, he just got away, or she just got away. You have to put them in cages like birds. Okay, so like I would the chickens, I would like a big cage so they can actually be in a good space. I'll find out how to do that. I will find out. Because I don't have all the money in the world, but I do have my hands and I can build something. My ankle is pretty messed up, but even if I have to do it slowly, one nail at a time. I use rabbit cages for them. Really? Isn't that too small? You still want them to, like, they're still living things, right? You don't want to That's small. That's like, I mean, I guess it depends on your rabbit cage, but I don't know. I would like for them to have some sort of freedom, even though they are going to be held in a pretty small space, like a backyard. But no, they live really well. See, this is why it's very good for you to put them on your YouTube. This is why, because I would love to lay eyes on what you're doing so I can have a better idea, a visual. They are in tiny quails. There are tiny quails from Japan. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Do you breed them? Do you have a male? Or are they just all female? That's pretty cool. Japan quail eggs. A Japan quail egg omelet. That sounds pretty good. Oh, I know how to say omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. Cheese omelet. I know how to say that. So I can at least order that if I go to France. Omelette du fromage. I learned that from Dexter's Laboratory, an old show, a cartoon I used to watch. Omelette du fromage. One cheese omelet. I buy them every year and liberate them when they stop producing eggs. That's honorable. Liberate them meaning like you eat them or you just set them free in somewhere in France. I heard they're pretty good birds to eat as well. And how long does it take for them to stop producing? Because I'm surely they produce more than a year, right? Or maybe because they're smaller birds, they also produce far less than, or they stop producing earlier than chickens do. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. That's interesting. I free them in the nature. You don't eat any of them? I sound barbaric saying that, but you don't eat any of them? What are you doing? Well, I guess when you become attached to them, it can be quite a burden to have to kill one. I mean, I might do the same thing for all I know. Or just keep them for their manure, because their poop is good too now. You can use their poop in the garden just like you would horse poop. Omelette du fromage. I'm gonna start saying that just out of nowhere now. Quails instead of chickens. Interesting. Do they make how much noise do they make? Do they make as much noise as chickens? Maybe I need to look this up. I might need to look this up. I'm gonna keep encouraging you to put information out there. It's a question of light and temperature. They produce nothing in winter. It costs more to feed them. So you release them every winter? I'd probably hold on to them until I'll probably hold on to them until the next following spring and make sure they produce again. They don't make noise, and it's very easy to clean and prepare than chicken. Might get quail. I just might get some quail. I want to do it. I want to get into taking care of chickens. I have a dog here. She's getting older. I want her to interact with other animals. My other dogs, I don't have them anymore. Kind of sad, but she's the last survivor. And I want her to interact with some animals and train her to not kill them, but that she can protect them. She could be a guard dog for the quail. I think I might get quail. I think you might have just encouraged me to get quail rather than get chickens. I don't eat them. I free them. I don't eat them. I free them to thank them for the eggs. That's honorable, brother. That's honorable. I'm just thinking of some park somewhere in France full of quail. Quail Park. Brought to you by Francois. Francois. Because it's French. Maybe it's Francois. Maybe it's Francois. In Dallas, you can have quail eggs all year, I think. Maybe not now, because this is a whole nother discussion, but the weather that we've been getting, this unnatural weather that I do think is man-made, we've been getting some bad freezes to the point where it'll hopefully it doesn't kill the quail and chickens. You know, we've been getting 17, we got 17 degrees the year before last, 2023. We got 28, we got 19 degrees this year, and that's very unheard of in Texas. Typically, if we see snow, okay, outside of the last 5 years from this weird weather, the last time I saw snow was in high school. And I have graduated from high school about 13 years this year. So that it's very unnatural for us to see that type of weather. But I assume we would probably have more eggs than cold places like the UK and Europe. Because you guys are still getting snow right now, aren't you? Are you guys getting snow still? Is it still freezing over there? Interesting. I want to get that cherry tree, man. I want to get that cherry tree. Francois, if they allow you to subscribe to my channel while being on here, please do so. Don't forget to do so, my brother, because I am definitely going to try to look you up and subscribe to your channel. I'm going to try to subscribe per subscribe. No snow, but low temperature. Oh, man, so you probably can't even put out your strawberries yet. Man, that sucks. That sucks. I subscribed. Right on, my brother. I'm going to try to do the same. It's not letting me do it while I'm on live right now, but it's getting late, and I know over there it has to be at least 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Close to 3 o'clock, I think. So I'm not going to keep you up too long either, my brother, but low temperatures, I assume because it's cold over here tonight. It's like, what does it say up there? What, like 40 something degrees? It's 40 something degrees. It's 4:30 over there in the morning. Oh my God. Sorry for keeping you up so late, man. Goodness gracious. Hope you don't have work tomorrow. Oh, yikes. But yeah, it's 40 something degrees here, and as you can see, check it out. All those are seeds. All those are seeds. There's about 100 and... Let me do the math. That's 1, 2, 3. Then I have 72. I got about 220 something seeds getting started over there. So let me show you again, make sure. Got about 200 and something seeds that I have over there starting. And when I put them in the soil, it was a good 70 something degrees outside. We might have hit 80. And now we're back to 43 degrees, which can definitely harm. It's about 45 over there. Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty chilly. But it was nice warm temperatures. And I'm expecting no more man-made frosts coming through. But even to drop that drastically, those seeds can be going through quite a lot of stress. So I'm hoping that they still sprout, they still get some good germination rates. If I, out of the 200 and something that are there, if I can get 175 to sprout, I'll be happy. And that sounds like I'm asking for a lot, but these are brand new seeds, fresh out the pack, non-GMO, heirloom seeds, hand selected. I had to go through quite a bit of researching and looking and reading to get each one. So I want a good germination rate. Once I have them germinated, I will be putting these in different people's gardens. I'm going to have a little series coming up where I'm going to be planting different plants throughout my area randomly and seeing if they grow, or if someone's going to chop them down, or if something's going to happen to them, or whatever. I'm going to have certain locations, and I'm going to have you, my followers out there, my subscribers, to follow along as well. And I'm sure there's going to be certain plants you guys are going to want to grow, or have hopes for them to grow than others. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing that. So just that there's random food growing throughout my area. I know there are going to be a lot of evil people that doesn't want that to happen, but I don't live for them. I live for God, so they can get mad. The next seeds will resist if you select the best year after year. What do you mean by, like, if I order more seeds, or if I excuse me, if I collect the seeds from what I've already planted, like if I grow them out to seed? You said the next seeds will resist if you select the best year after year. That's what you mean. If I select the best growers from what's sprouted, that's the plan. But I have a lot of seeds. I have a lot of different plants. Some of them have already sprouted. Let me see if I can show you. I planted them about let's say 3 days ago, something like that. And the first ones to sprout are the peas. And these are specifically sugar Magdia tendril peas. These are sugar peas. They're the first to sprout. That's not too far-fetched. But I know this cold is not very favorable at this time. Really, what would be very ideal, if I had heat mats under all of them, they probably would have sprouted already. But heat mats for all of these will cost a pretty penny, a couple $100. So, until then, I'll just see what makes it from what doesn't make it. If only one plant resists after the cold, the seeds of this plant will resist the cold temperature. Yes and no. Not all the time. It'll take a good amount of growing them, getting the genetics, growing the best from those genetics in the same conditions for at least maybe 2 to 4 years. And then I would feel confident enough that this specific harvest of seeds are tolerant to the cold temperature. Just because they germinate now doesn't mean that they're resistant to the cold per se. It's not enough to say that. Even though that could be possibly true, it's not enough for you to feel confident enough to say that scientifically. Because one, all of this soil is soil that I put together. I've put my blend of amendments in it. So those that just having those active microbes and active bacteria, that can trigger it to years after years. I wrote it before. The best year after year. Yeah, yeah. So I have a lot of different microbes, a lot of living bacteria. This is very healthy soil. It's the best that I could have possibly made with my hands, with all these 15 years of knowledge. And having that might trigger it to germinate, despite it being too cold for it to like to germinate. So, I have a lot of different factors helping these things, helping these seeds. And you subscribe, so you'll be here every step of the way. I'll be showing you updates on these plants, what I got going. I have a lot of different butternut squashes. I have one, two. I have three different butternut squashes growing right now, and about six of each. So I have a lot of those. It's going to be a lot of different butternut squashes this year. I have marigolds, I have sunflowers, I have butterfly peas, I have so much. I have so much, right? Like, just think about it. This is 170, this is a 72 tray cell. It's a 72. And then 18, and then 18, and then another 18, and then 12, and then 18, and then 8, 9, and 10 over there. So I got a lot. I got a lot. And if all of them germinate, that'd be great. I'm not scared of having a lot of them germinate. I will take care of them. But yeah, I'm sure my brothers and sisters, as well as my clients, those who would hire me to help them build their garden, would love the different varieties that I will be able to give them. So this year, my hopes are getting those marigolds and much more of them to plant around all of these plants to help deter the pests. I have some very strong African marigolds here, and they give off chemicals in the roots and from the flower itself that deter pests from your soil and just landing on your surrounding plants. So I'm going to try to do everything as natural as possible, of course. I don't even like using pesticides. I make my own pesticides out of peppers and things like that, and neem, just so I can stay as natural as possible. Butternuts are huge plants. Yes, they are, brother. They love to vine, but that's okay. I mean, I don't have a light out here, but maybe I can. Maybe it'll show. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can show you. It's dark out here, so maybe you can't see. I have a trellising that they'll be able to, that I will put them on here, and they'll be able to grab hold of it and grow. I have them all along this fence here. I have another one here, a whole nother one here. So I have a lot of different trellising, and I even have this one that I installed into the wall with anchor hooks. So it'll be able to climb this entire wall and even stretch around this wall. So I have a lot of room for it to grab hold on and grow. So that's beautiful. I have more out there. You can't really see it. Stay tuned. When the sun comes up, man, Hopefully you get the notification and you're able to just tune in. Maybe you have headphones and you can just vibe out and garden with your brother, even from all the way over there in France. That'll be great. That's actually a beautiful thing for me to even say, man. I have a brother in France who can garden with me. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. I love being able to even say that. Thank you for subscribing. God bless you. But yeah, I got my work cut out for me, don't I? He said, those are some huge plants. Yeah, they're going to be huge, brother. But it's my favorite vegetable or fruit, whatever people want to call it. It's my favorite fruit to grow. You can do so much with it. The fruit is very sweet. You can bake it with butter, some seasonings. You can saute it if you would like to. You can actually cook it in fat when you're cooking your beef or your lamb. You can cook it in that fat and it will take on that seasoning that you put in there and still have that sweetness of that fruit itself. It's so versatile in the kitchen. I love butternut squash. I love it. And it's full of nutrients. It's great for the body. It's great for male health. It's great for health in general. All right. But Francois, I believe your name is. I'll have to look up the pronunciation. One of these days, maybe you can get on live with me and we can chat face to face. I have to learn how to do that. I'm new to this. I just got enough subscribers to go live on YouTube. They make it a requirement for you to have so many, but I'll figure out how to do it and I'll get you on here and maybe then you can show me your garden and I can lay eyes on that beautiful food forest you have on your acre of land. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. But until next time, keep growing, keep learning, get in that garden. I'm proud of you. And peace. I'm out. That's beautiful. An acre with cherries and oh my God. Can't wait to see it.